Hey, hi. I'm Mona. This is Sacred Geometry Universe Video Journal Diary for March 19th, 2024. So, yeah, I just walked the dogs and I was just thinking about stuff, and then I came back and then I happened to look online at something about how I guess Russia is showing some sort of ancient, stuff. And it shows that everything, or all the people in the mosaics or whatever the paintings are in there, all the people are like black. Okay. you know and it started to get me thinking, like, oh shoot, I probably have to start. I think I'm gonna have to start to take the stickers off my camper, because I have the name of my channels on there, and people are violent, and the stuff I'm talking about on here, like, that could get me hurt, just straight up, because people don't agree. And white Christian people, they get so violent. Like, yeah, you know. And I was thinking about, the 30-year Holy War. What if that's going to happen again? What if there's going to be another, like, holy war because people want a certain race killed or something like that? It's terrible. It's terrible. I've already, got hate on the religious videos I made because of the findings that I found. And it's from, a white Christian, obviously, because I will go back and look at, well, who is this, And it's some white teenager or some, it's like, all right. So I just block them, But, I think I got to take those stickers off. I'm in danger out here because of that. Yeah. And it's so sad how our world is so violent when it comes to religion, because they don't want to do their own homework and look for themselves. And I'll tell you what, if you attack anyone's findings or anything like that, that's a form of hate. That's a form of that bad side of the witchcraft, And if you follow some of the stuff in there, because some of it is common sense, all right stuff in the Bibles, I'm not doubting that. But people are so like about, what color anyone was. But no one's willing to look into the science of this, of in those regions, there were no white people. You know what I'm saying? There were none. There were people of color, everyone. Even the Jews, yeah. And it's like, I'm kind of worried a little bit about myself, you know? So I'm going to probably creep out there and start tearing those stickers off my camper, because I don't want to be attacked out here for my religious beliefs. So ridiculous people are. Also, you guys might have noticed, like, all my videos are pre-recorded, and I don't put them out till like a week later, until I leave the spot I'm at, because I don't want to be found out here and attacked by white Christians. Yeah, because of my beliefs. And because they will attack. They're first to get mad and pissed off. I'll tell you what, ain't none of those people, the 144,000 or million, whatever the number is, ain't none of those people part of that group at all. At all. You know what I'm saying? At all. Ain't none of those people part of that group. Because they won't even look themselves. They will just be like, oh, you're crazy. Well, how am I crazy? Did you check? Did you check these things? Have you compared all these other Bibles and seen how much differences and hate there are between Christianity sects? Have you checked? No, you haven't. So it's like, And I also saw another video of how they found these ancient paintings and all that, and you see a guy whitewashing the face of the person, from turning it from black or dark brown, whatever the color, to white, so people don't think, you know. And what if, because I was thinking another thing, what if that's why Jesus had to be sacrificed on the cross, because he was not the right color. He wasn't the right shade of brown, right? That's what I think, you know? And you can look it up, and they're still here today. There are black Jews. They didn't just come out of the woodwork out of nowhere. No, they've always been there. And in those regions, people were dark. You know what I'm saying? It's so sad and disappointing out here when you find these truths and then you see who the attackers are. And I look white, so it's like, I mean, I'm half white, you know. My mother's Hungarian, but my father's Mexican, you know. I'm like half and half. I also have a biracial child, you know. And because I look the way I look, my skin doesn't have that darker tone or anything like that. And I don't, you know, people get caught slipping and revealing their true selves to me in front of my face, you know. And I can see who those people are. And they're they're real racist, you know. You know what? One time I was traveling through Alabama with Brian, the little doggy. And I didn't know where I was. I was just traveling around. I'm not really sure exactly where I'm going or what's over there. I just go there, you know, and I just try to mind my own business. But I went through Selma, Alabama, and I didn't see any white people around at all. Like, I didn't see any. And it was during the time, right when COVID ended, but we were still having some problems with the races or whatever, right? And I went there and I saw this big park right in the middle. And there was a whole bunch of black people, and they had their cars, they were barbecuing. It looked like a great time. Like, it looked like a festive event. But I was like the only white person there. I had to walk Brian. Like, he had to go to the bathroom. And I saw that there was a little path that went around the whole thing. Like, and you see people exercising, you know, walking around it, trying to get a little exercise. And, you know, I got out the car and I started walking the dog because, you know, and I see people pass. I'm like, good morning, you know, and I'm walking, you know, and they were looking at me strange, but you know what? They didn't do anything. They didn't approach me. They saw I was friendly and they left me alone. They weren't being racist towards me. Not at all. None of those people were. They might have been shocked for a moment, but they didn't, you know, they didn't really say anything negative towards me or anything like that. And I walked the dog all around there and everything was fine. Got back in the car and I left and I'm like, what is this place? Because I was kind of like, what, you know? And then I found out it's the place where, you know, there was a civil rights movement and all that stuff. And yeah. And I was like, well, wow, they weren't mean with me during these times because, you know, there's always some kind of race issues going on. And in that time, there was kind of something going on, but they didn't do anything to try to hurt me or be against me or anything. At all. At all. It was, you know, and I read that and I was like, oh, shoot, you know, like, maybe I shouldn't be here. But you know what? Why not? Because they were not doing anything towards me. Maybe they were shocked a little bit because I could tell the shock, you know. But I'm just walking my dog and I didn't really know what's going on over there, you know. And nobody did anything and everybody was kind to me. Well, not kind. They were just kind of they kept to themselves. They were quiet, whatever. Maybe they were in shock, but yeah, they didn't do anything. It's mostly like when you go to places and you see the predominantly white Christian neighborhood, those are the people that act crazy. Those, yeah, those are the people I need to hide from. Because if they find out that I'm part Mexican, oh shit, what will happen to me or my dogs? Like I'm afraid of them, you know what I mean? They're so violent. They're so violent, those people. So, I don't know what to say about all this. It's so disappointing. I think we're going to have another like holy war or something coming up here soon. And then it's going to get involved with the politics and all that stuff. It's going to be terrible, I think. I just have a weird feeling of that, especially since I read about the holy war, back way when, like when King James was around, right? The only white thing about the Bible is King James. That's it. The whole Bible is a book of color, people of color. It is. Whether you like to hear it or not, whether you want to call me crazy or not, you're just going to be in that group that's not going to be saved. That's okay. I don't know how the saving works and all that, but you ain't going to be part of that group because God does not want us to be separate. God does not want us to judge each other by the color of our skin, but people are and they will. It's so disappointing. When I was living in Missouri, I met some people and I hung out with them and it was okay. I went to their house and I broke bread with them. I ate their food, whatever. And the next thing you know, they're talking about Mexicans. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I'm Mexican. And they're all, oh, you are? And I'm like, yeah. And then they change their tune real quick because I'm a nice person. And I'm kind to others. It don't matter what color they are. I don't care what color you are. You're a human being. And I respect you for that. Period. And it's like, I don't understand, I don't understand people out here. And then, people like, thank you for your service. And that's a lot of these people who are these Christians out here. Thank you for your service. But yeah, I had Black, Mexicans, Asians had my back when I was out there. Yeah, a Black man saved my life. I am not against any race. Because when you're in the military, you have people of other cultures who are serving with you. You shouldn't and you can't think that way. And if you're a person who gets out of the military and you're all racist, what's wrong with you? You probably didn't have a real job. You probably weren't on the front lines. You probably didn't have your life at risk at any point in time. That's probably who you are. You probably did your 20 years with no harm to you. And you probably talk shit about those who get out early because they've been traumatized. There's separations between veterans even. Calling some vets lazy and druggies and alcoholics or whatever because they're traumatized. You never got traumatized. You were never in a war situation. You never saw death probably. You were probably in an office somewhere doing paperwork or cooking for the admiral on land or something like that. Never in a war zone. This is what I mean. I almost died out there. Black guy saved my life. We were cool. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people in my division were, Latino descent. Why would I be racist when I got all these other races having my back? Why? And people get out of the military because they've been hurt. Maybe they lose a leg. Maybe they've gone through some trauma because they can't go on anymore. Because what good is a traumatized person out there who can't live up to the standards of the military because they're mentally, they have a mental health issue now because they've been exposed to something. Like what? We have veterans out here talking shit about those people. And those people were on the front lines. They were in battle. They were, come on. Those veterans who get out like that had it easy while they were in the military, they are the first ones to open their mouth and talk shit. Seriously. I don't thank them for their service. Not even. Because they didn't do shit. You don't think that there's lawyers and people do paperwork and accountants and all that for the military? Yeah, all over the place. Those people don't go and see war or battle situations. They don't. A lot of the officers don't. The enlisted do, yeah. We're the ones that are thrown out there. And then when we come back broken or hurt or whatever, people talk shit to us because, that happened to us. It's so disappointing. Anyways, I'm probably going to have to take the stickers off my camper because I don't want to be in any danger out here. Because people are seeing my videos now and they're going to be like, who is that girl? Get the torches and the pickaxes are going to come after me and shit. You know what I mean? Gosh darn it. Fucking ridiculous. Excuse my language. Forgive me. I don't like to talk like that, but darn, sometimes it slips. Something bad is going to come. I can feel it. And I'm starting to pray every day that people can just get along. That people can realize the truth. Because those people who want to fight with me and call me crazy, those are the people that they're just a reflection of what they're saying. Because they don't want to look. Like, go look. Go look. Go read. They don't want to buy other Bibles. It's because you got to do it our way. Before you talk shit, go look. That's all I got to say. Go look. Don't call anybody crazy until you look for yourself, because that's throwing hate at people, and that's just, minusing you out from anybody who's going to get saved, if that's what you believe. You ain't going to get saved, for sure, no. For sure, no. You are not going to get saved. Whatever that means, because people are still dying. My mother died a couple of years back. I believe in spirit guides and all that stuff, and I believe that they're trying to protect me out here. I gotta get that sticker off. I keep thinking that, for sure. Anyways, we're in Oklahoma, and it's all right out here. I'm just afraid to talk to anybody, to be quite honest. And that's why I stay alone. And I just stick to my studies. I do my readings for my other channel, and that's it. Walk my dogs. Because, that's pretty much it. I don't want to deal with anybody, and I don't want to deal with any violence out here. Because that's where I see most of the violence coming from. Anywhere out here, right? I don't know. In the cities, it's just mixed up and messed up, and just everybody's becoming crazy in the cities. Like, there are people killing each other, mothers killing their children, and serial killers, and just... And everybody wants to blame it on a race, but there's a whole bunch of white people out here doing that shit behind closed doors. Come on now, Kind of some weird, I don't know, man. Everybody's ready to, in the media, show what this colored person did, whatever color, right? But they're not really highlighting all the stuff that the white people are doing, I'm just saying, because it's there too. Anyways. I know it was long, and I just had to let it out for a moment. I was feeling some kind of way. But I'm Mona. This is a Sacred Geometry Universe video journal diary for March 19th, 2024. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.